Hey guys, it's Hetrick, and I have a great video for you guys today. In this video, I'm going to compare the GoPro Hero 13 Black with the Insta360 X5. I want to show you guys a bunch of side-by-side comparisons of these two cameras and also show you the difference in how they function. Because even though they're both action cameras, they're really quite different in how you use them and how you have to edit them. And that's my goal here, is to help you guys figure out which of these cameras is going to be the best one for you, for your personality, and fit your lifestyle best. So let me show you some of the most important differences you need to know about between the Hero 13 and the X5. Let's go check it out. First of all, let's just take a look at these two cameras side by side, and I'll just show you some of the basic specs of each one of them. The Hero 13 has a single lens on the front here that's protected by this lens cover, and on the back it's just got this touch screen here where you can view all of your footage. It's kind of a small box shape. And the X5 is more of a longer rectangular shape. You can see there's a lens on the front and a lens on the back, and that allows you to record those 360 spherical shots. So that's going to make a huge difference in both how you film and how you edit these. Whether that's going to be a good thing for you really depends on how you like to film and how you like to edit. So I'm going to show more of that as we go through this video. Before we take a look at those video comparisons side by side, one other major difference that you need to consider as you're watching this is when you shoot with the GoPro, this pole is not going to disappear from your shots. On the X5, however, because it's got these two lenses, what's in between those lenses is going to disappear, and that thing that's going to disappear is the pole. So you can get your camera in a perspective where it looks like it's floating out there, and you're not going to see a pole in your shot. So that's another one of the major differences between these two cameras. First of all, I just want to give you a basic overview of some of the settings that these cameras have. So both of these cameras are wide-angle cameras. They're not for filming far-off subjects, and neither one of these cameras is really going to excel at that. So the GoPro Hero 13 Black records a single flat video with a fixed perspective of what you see out of this lens. So whatever you capture is basically what you're going to have to work with. It records videos in up to 5.3K video, so you've got nice high-resolution video in that single fixed perspective. The X5 records out of two lenses, creating a full 360 spherical video. And the images from both of these lenses are stitched together in the camera to create that full 360 sphere. It records video in up to 8K video resolution. But when you talk about 8K on the X5, that's actually the video resolution of the full 360 sphere, not a flat video like you get on the Hero 13. When you go to pull out a flat video out of that, of course you're only going to take a little piece of it, say half of it for example, which would be 4K if you took a full 180 sphere. So it's a little bit different when you talk resolution on the Hero 13 versus the X5. The Hero 13 offers a fixed perspective, whereas the X5 offers lots of possibilities for how you want to frame your shot or pull different shots out of one single video. Now I want to show you guys some comparisons of the footage that I've captured with these two cameras so you can see the results of what you're going to get with either of these cameras. In all of these comparisons, I'll be sure to place the footage from the Insta360 X5 on the left side of the screen and the footage from the GoPro Hero 13 on the right side of the screen, just to make it easy for you guys. In this first batch of videos, all the videos that are recorded on the X5 will be recorded in 360 video mode. So they're going to be reframed, which means you take the 360 video and you pull out the portion of the shot that you want to show. It's really easy to reframe your videos using Insta360's apps, and most of the people who use the 360 camera are using it to reframe their shots. There's also some people who like to use it for VR, so you can see the full 360 sphere and look around for an immersive experience. But the majority of people and the majority of the software that Insta360 creates is to reframe your shots to a flat traditional perspective. First, I just want to show you a comparison of the highest resolution on both of these cameras so that you can see the image quality. This is kind of a traditional wide perspective at first. Now I want to show you guys how wide you can go with the X5 camera. Because there are these two lenses, you're recording that full 360 sphere, so you can go beyond what just one lens would see. The widest perspective you can capture on the GoPro Hero 13 Black is using that 8:7 aspect ratio or the HyperView lens. So I'm going to show you a comparison of that versus going as wide as I can basically on the X5 before the image just starts to look too weird. Next, let's take things in a little tighter and go to the opposite extreme. What happens when you want to get a tight shot with either of these cameras? So if you want to crop in or use a tighter lens, I'm going to show you a comparison right here, and you can see the GoPro Hero 13 Black has this horizon leveling plus linear lens, so it gets tighter on your shots. However, you're still not getting a super tight composition. And on the X5, if you zoom in too far, you're going to get a lower resolution and it's not going to look very good. Next, if you want to record some cinematic shots, both of the cameras can record at 60 frames per second for some nice smooth cinematic footage. The Hero 13 Black records in that full 5.3K resolution at 60 frames per second, whereas on the X5 you can use 5.7K 360 video at 60 frames per second. Both of those are going to give you smooth, nice slow motion for those cinematic style shots. If you want slower slow motion, they both also record at 120 frames per second for super slow motion. On the Hero 13 you can record in 4K at 120 frames per second, and on the X5 you can record in 4K 360 video at 120 frames per second. So So as long as you use a really wide field of view perspective when you go to edit these shots with the X5, those can look really good for that super slow motion. When it comes to low light filming, the X5 definitely takes the cake with the new pure video mode that they added on here, which is designed specifically for low light filming. It's got 3 processing chips in there, so it's just really fast at processing that, reducing the noise, and making those low light shots look good. It's amazing how much light it can get out of a scene with not very much light in it. And the footage looks really good coming out of there until you get too dark, and then it can get a little bit blurry. The Hero 13 just has a harder time in those low light scenes, not getting that jittery footage and also getting enough light into the shot without too much noise. Both of these cameras have amazing stabilization, and if you watch this footage, it looks super smooth even though the cameras were moving a lot while I filmed the shot. They also both have horizon leveling, so if you record on the Hero 13 Black, there's a horizon leveling lens that's going to level the horizon as you film. And if you record with the X5, any of your shots can have that level horizon. Because you have that full 360 sphere, there's always a horizon you can level, and you have plenty of frame outside of the shot to work with. If you want to record a single flat video on the X5, you can also do that. In the single lens video mode, you can record at 4K at 60 frames per second, which compares to the 5.3K at 60 frames per second on the Hero 13 Black. The horizon leveling in the single lens mode definitely is not as good as what you can get on the GoPro, but you've got the convenience of having a 360 camera and also that single lens camera. Audio is also very important for your shots, and this is the audio recorded with the GoPro Hero 13 Black. There's some wind and some sea noise in the background, so let's see how these mics do in a comparison. Both cameras have wind reduction and a voice priority setting. The GoPro Hero 13 Black can also connect to AirPods and earbuds for connecting those Bluetooth devices if you want to get external audio. The X5 also has some great audio settings such as wind reduction and a voice priority mode, as well as 360 audio. Plus it's got a windproof microphone on the front of the camera to reduce that wind noise naturally. The X5 can also be connected wirelessly to a variety of headsets, which can be really good for moto vlogging, for example. And both cameras can also be connected wirelessly to the DJI Mic 2. And if you're starting to get your mindset on which one of these cameras might be right for you, but you don't understand how to do it, don't worry, I've got a book for each of these cameras. It's going to walk you through all the steps you need for everything you need to know about these cameras to capture great footage. I also have some great beginner guide videos for each of these cameras that you can check out, and it's going to show you more features and how these cameras work. Now I want to talk about some of the special features that each of these cameras has, because they both have their unique features and their unique benefits. On the X5, you have some really unique shots you can capture. Like I said, you've got the invisible selfie stick, so that right there creates a lot of magic in the shots you can create. There's also a really cool new mode on the X5, which is called Instaframe. Instaframe actually allows you to record 2 videos at once. The first video is going to be a video where you can choose your focus. For example, you can choose that you want to focus on your subject, and you can carry your pole around, and no matter how your camera goes, it's going to focus on you. So you can create some cool movements right there, and the shots are going to be ready for you, edited, ready to go and share. It also records a 360 shot of the same footage. So if you want to go and you want to reframe those later, that 360 footage is there for you to use. It's also got these beautiful 72 megapixel 360 photos, so you can pull multiple photos out of it, or you can even animate those photos so you can move around the photo, turns it into a little video, and it's a really cool effect. Plus you've got bullet time and time warp. There's a bunch of different fun modes on here that you can use to create all those fun effects with the X5. The Hero 13 also has some really great modes you can use. It's got star lapse mode where it'll actually combine a star lapse in the camera and play it back right here on the screen, whereas on the X5 you have to do it in the app. It also plays your footage back in slow motion if you want to, right on the back touchscreen here, which is really convenient. You've got your shots that are already composed and you can just view them on the screen and be like, I scored the gold right there, I love that shot, I'm gonna use it. You know, you just kind of know what you've got right away. The Hero 13 also has some replaceable lenses, so you can add a macro lens on for super close-up shots. You can add the ultra wide lens mod for a super wide perspective with really good horizon leveling, and you can also use that anamorphic lens mod to get some cinematic lens flares. So there's just a few extra filters and add-ons you can use with the Hero 13 because it has that one single lens compared to the 2 lenses on the X5. When it comes to durability, definitely the GoPro is tougher. I mean, I would easily throw the GoPro on the ground, whereas I don't want to throw the X5 on the ground as much. I can because it's got replaceable lenses, but I don't want to have to replace those lenses. The Hero 13 has a really durable lens cover here. You can smack it, you can hit it, whereas the Insta360 X5 has these lenses here which are more fragile, but they are replaceable. So if you do scratch or damage your lenses, you can now just unscrew them with an easy lens replacement kit and replace these lenses. So it's kind of like just replacing this lens cover on the Hero 13 by replacing these lenses. And that lens replacement kit for the X5 is pretty cheap, so it's not really a big deal if you do damage these lenses. I feel like both these cameras can handle their knocks, but definitely the GoPro is a tougher camera. If you're going to be filming in the water with either of these cameras, they're both waterproof without an additional case. So if you're filming in the water, but you're not necessarily filming under the water, you can use the cameras just like this. The water drops do shed off the Hero 13 Black's lens easier than they do off the X5 lens. Plus on the edge right here where it's kind of rounded, it just seems to trap water a little bit there, so you have to like blow it off. Just takes a little bit more care than it does if you're filming with the Hero 13. If you are filming under the water, the Hero 13 is going to give you clear shots just like this. There is an extra case you can use, but you don't have to unless you're going deeper than the 33 feet this camera is waterproof. With the X5, you do need to use the invisible dive case, otherwise your shots are not going to come out clear. But then you also get that invisible selfie stick shot underwater with that invisible dive case. So it's just really a different type of shot you're going to capture with either of these cameras. One, you're going to be looking through it, focusing it, or at least aiming it in a certain direction. You know the shot you want. Whereas this one, you're kind of holding it out towards your subject, and there are definitely techniques you use to capture the shot you want with this, but it's not so much pointing and capturing an image that's already fixed. When it comes to editing, obviously you have to do a lot more editing on the X5 because of you're recording in that 360 sphere. But luckily, Insta360 has some great apps. They have a desktop app, which is called Insta360 Studio. So you can edit your 360 videos and you can even combine multiple clips there and make a little video. There's also the Insta360 app for your phone or your tablet, which has great tools for reframing, pre-made looks. There's all kinds of fun things you can do in the app. In terms of editing, unfortunately, GoPro got rid of the GoPro Quick desktop version. They do have the GoPro Player for a desktop, but that basically just allows you to trim your shots. They do have the Quick app for your phone or your tablet, which you can do some basic edits. You can edit a single clip. GoPro's mobile Quick app does have a lens tool that allows you to change the field of view for the shots that you've already taken. Although that's not really going to change the perspective, it's just going to change that field of view. It's more for importing and exporting your shots, and then you're going to want to edit those already framed videos in another video editor. If you're not into editing, the Hero 13 is going to be a better option, but if you like to edit and you want the options for those extra shots, the X5 definitely has more options and has more editing capabilities. As far as price, the X5 costs $549 and the Hero 13 costs $399. That's the regular retail price, and of course they offer specials on both of these cameras, so you can be sure to check the links in the video description below to see if there's any sales going on right now. Now that I've shown you a comparison of the features and the footage between these two cameras, hopefully you've got a good idea of which one of these cameras is going to work better for you. As you can see, they're quite different. One is basically a fixed frame. You've got your footage to work with that's already preset, whereas the other one, you have to edit it, but you do have more options. You've got multiple perspectives and multiple fields of view you can get. Hopefully you can think about that and you can go out there and make a good decision, and I hope that's going to help you really just have fun filming, because that's what it's all about. That's why I started this channel. That's why I started writing books for you guys. And I just love photography. So please stay tuned for more videos on my channel. Thank you guys so much for watching. And I hope to see what you create. I'm sure it'll be magical, and whichever camera you buy, I'm sure you're gonna love it. They're both great cameras. See you guys in the next video.